It's important to clarify that we are still covering the curriculum. We're doing all of the outcomes that we set out to achieve with our kids. What we're doing is a different pedagogy, and the project-based learning approach really does allow us to get to know the children as learners better, and the way we are teaching definitely helps us to have a better connection with our students. My name's Rachel Usher. I'm a teacher at St Matthew's Primary School, and my role here, as well as being a Stage 3 teacher, is to work with our whole school around technology and using it in the most innovative way that we can.
The Dark Sky project is about stopping light pollution, which isn't only affecting us humans but the animals around us. For example, the white lights we use, like the torches and we shine around, is bad for those nocturnal animals and animals sleeping. That's why we use infrared lights, which is better for the environment and the animals.
So the Dark Sky PBL project is based around the critical light threshold that is to do with light pollution. The package itself is built off the Dark Sky guidelines, which is representative of the first dark sky park in the Southern Hemisphere, which is surrounding the Siding Springs Observatory in the Warrumbungles National Park.
Above all else, it's motivating, and that's important because we want them to identify as learners, and we want them to be lifelong learners, and if they can develop that mindset now as students, hopefully that will carry with them for the rest of their life.
My name is Najee So Uni. I'm the head teacher Year 7 at Doonside Technology High School. So my job basically is the curriculum advisor at the school. So I put together the projects for the Year 7 cohort. The project came about when I was sitting on YouTube and I saw the bearded bakers. They were dancing, they were smiling, they were firing up the oven and giving customers their order. And I thought this would be a great experience for our kids because they don't normally get this cultural experience. So as part of the cross-curricular project, we actually invited the bearded bakers to come in week 2 as part of their hook. Not only did the kids actually get to see a real life food truck, but they were invited into the food truck where they basically took orders, they fired up the oven, they called out customer names, and we were fortunate enough to get the local media involved, so the kids were super excited. So as a result of that, I put together a project where basically encompassed TAS, English, digital tech, and maths and science and PD health PE. And the driving question was, how might we, as young entrepreneurs, design and run a healthy food truck for students at Doonside Technology High School?
So initially, when the idea of a food truck was pitched, one of the things that I found a little bit difficult was the idea of how it would fit and how it would complement history syllabus. Because one of the things that I think we do very well here at Doonside is the idea of the fact that our project-based learning activities, they're not tokenistic. They are authentic, real-world learning experiences that are designed to complement the delivery of the syllabus as it's written.
Back in term 1, we had like an individual project where we had to do it by ourselves, but this term we had a food truck where we had to choose our own groups, be more comfortable in sharing our ideas and giving feedback to each other, working with each other, respecting each other in our groups when we were trying to think of ideas.
And one of the things that I think's worked really well, and one of the things that I'm most proud of from my students, is the fact that they're not looking at the project as, this is what I've done in this subject and this is what I've done in this subject. They've really approached it as a project, and they've really just been really involved in the learning. The passion that comes from the kids, the level of detail and effort that they put into the work that they do, that's the real reward.
The driving question was, how can we share the honest truth of young people on the Central Coast? And the project was designed to give our students a voice within the community and speak up about what it was like to be a young person living in this local area.
We do a lot more than practical learning here. We do a lot of project-based learning.
It's mostly hands-on, so instead of just a sheet of paper, it's usually you immerse the class and the teachers. Well, at other previous schools, mostly it's just they give you a set task and they expect you to finish it. At Lakes College, they will help you around any problems, any challenges. And basically they teach you in different ways than just one way.
My name's Amy Gill. I'm a teacher at the Lakes College Youth Officer Streets, and today we're going to talk about the pipe dream project, which was a really exciting project we did working with theatre company Curious Legends and the neighbouring primary school, Blue Haven Public School, as part of a mentorship aspect of the project.
The project was about children on the Central Coast and how they're perceived and what they do as individuals. And we really did our best to show that in the play.
The pipe dream project really allowed us to build the 4 C's. So communication through working with others, collaboration, so again through their mentorship with the primary school students, so that collaboration aspect and working with their peers, developing the script, designing the puppet and bringing it to life. Critical thinking, so there was a lot of problem solving about how we were going to get the puppet to work, how we were going to build it into the skate park, etc. And then that creativity, so their imagination and creating a world that reflected their own, but at the same time was fictional as well.
Yeah, well, the most important bit was, I feel like, getting to know the kids and getting involved with them. Mostly making them happy and enjoy the time we had. They're like little brothers to us.
I really think we learnt to be role models if we hadn't previously.
I think it really built their confidence to be able to have a voice in the future, to be able to say, we have something to say and there is people that are willing to listen. I think was a really important part of this project.